Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley just officially kicked off, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's going on with Tiffany Stratton, the live crowds, and much more. Starting things off with the official confirmation for Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley taking place at WrestleMania 40. This is a match that fans saw coming several months ago, and fans really assumed it was coming after Becky and Rhea faced off during the WrestleMania press conference. But the match was never official until after the Elimination Chamber women's match itself. Becky Lynch outlasted 5 other women, and was the sole survivor of the Chamber match, fully booking herself a date with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 40. And like we've been saying since this match was first teased and hinted at last spring, Becky Lynch is like the ultimate final boss for Rhea Ripley and her title reign. Becky Lynch already has a Hall of Fame worthy career, highly decorated all-around performer, and obviously everyone is aware that she knows how to win the big one. She won the undisputed women's title before in the main event of WrestleMania. She walked into WrestleMania as world champion. She has done it all, and is a very big threat in every single way. So that's why it's a big match for Rhea Ripley. And the other topic we've been constantly revisiting a lot for when it comes to Becky versus Rhea is how will they handle the heel and babyface dynamic for this feud? Well, every time Becky speaks about Rhea Ripley and her title reign, there doesn't appear to be much respect there at all. Becky calls Rhea a lazy champion and very rarely gives her any kind of respect or credit in any way. Like even with the Elimination Chamber. While Rhea Ripley was celebrating her big main event title win and homecoming, Becky Lynch was right there in the background of everything going on, telling Rhea to enjoy her fireworks now because Becky will be having those same fireworks going off at WrestleMania. And there's still several weeks left until WrestleMania, so they have time to push the story in any way they would like to. But as of this very moment, it does feel like Becky Lynch is reverting to her snobby and entitled ways from 2021, while Rhea Ripley is the humble champion that everyone is starting to fully embrace and love immensely. So that's where things appear to be in this exact current moment. But obviously the next several weeks of Raw could definitely mold Becky and Rhea's character in different ways. Even if WWE decides to take Rhea Ripley in a full heel direction again for the feud with Becky Lynch, it doesn't look like fans will fully stop cheering for Rhea Ripley because she's gotten that popular. So that's an interesting dilemma that we've been talking about for a while, and the time to address that matter is finally here. Will it be Becky Lynch or Rhea Ripley that fully takes that heel turning direction? Rhea Ripley did speak with Male Sport right after Elimination Chamber and went right after Becky Lynch for some of the major things Becky has trashed Rhea for in recent memory. Rhea Ripley had this to say in response to Becky's previous comments. Quote, I mean, I already main evented her WrestleMania, so why not do the next one as well? I think Becky Lynch and I stepping in the ring is Mania main event worthy. I really do. The last time we faced each other was in NXT, leading up to Survivor Series and War Games, and that was my time to shine, and it's still my time to shine, because I'm always on top, and I've proven that time and time again. So if we're given the opportunity, if we take that opportunity to be a main event, I hope Becky Lynch is ready. Because she can cut me off and all that, whatever she wants. She can run her mouth about me and say I'm a lazy champion. I just proved I'm not a lazy champion. I went out there and I beat Nia Jax, a person that beat you, Becky. Oh, and I also beat Lyra Valkyria, the person who beat you for your NXT Women's Championship. So that's 2 for 2. Why not make it 3 for 3 and beat you at WrestleMania 2? End quote. And that was a pretty nice response from Rhea to Becky. Becky has pretty much made Rhea sound like if she was working a limited schedule to the levels of Roman Reigns or something like that. But that's not really true. Rhea Ripley is a full-time champion, and like Rhea said right there, She just beat Nia Jax in a main event at a premium live event, while Becky Lynch couldn't even beat Nia Jax in an exhibition match on Raw back in January. That was a nice little stinger by Rhea. Rhea also went on to say that she beat Lyra before as well, who was the woman that Becky Lynch lost the NXT Women's Championship to. So it seems that Rhea's argument to Becky is that I've beaten all these superstars you've struggled to beat. So what makes you think I can't beat you? And it's a simple yet very effective argument. If Rhea's beating all these women Becky couldn't handle, it does make Rhea appear to be the early favorite against Becky Lynch. But it's still a pretty hard match to predict because it could go either way. Becky hasn't held a singles world title since 2022. So this could be the story about her journey and grind back to the top of the company. Or you could have Rhea Ripley take down Becky Lynch and have Rhea continue her title reign way past the 1-year milestone. So both outcomes definitely seem like realistic possibilities at this current moment in time. Rhea is also talking about the match being worthy enough of main eventing night 1. So that'll be something else to keep an eye on because you have Seth versus Drew, Io versus Bayley, and possibly a match featuring The Rock all competing against each other, trying to get that night 1 main event spot, so it'll be quite the challenging spot to get. Tiffany Stratton has been trending and going extremely viral in recent days ever since Elimination Chamber. Tiffany Stratton went out there and put on an amazing performance in her first ever Elimination Chamber match. Not only was her performing amazing, but the Australian crowd was also extremely behind Tiffany and appeared to be very familiar with who she was and her work. And that itself is a pretty big deal and was a big eye-opening moment because Tiffany is about to turn only 25 years old during this upcoming May. So she's still one of the youngest superstars on the main roster, and she already appears to have something that even veterans have trouble with sometimes, and that's having a deep connection with fans and the live crowds. Tiffany just showed up to the main roster a few weeks ago, just got into the business just in 2021, and she already has crowds all over the globe losing their minds over her. So that itself is a very telling sign of the absolute all-around major star that WWE may have on their hands here. Not only is she amazingly athletic in the ring, but her connection with the fans all over the world already runs so deep this early in her career. And the even more amazing and bizarre fact about all this is that Tiffany Stratton is getting this kind of crowd reaction as a heel. The fans are supposed to hate her, and somehow it's going on the other direction. Even though Tiffany is a heel, she still took to her socials to respond to the reaction she got at Elimination Chamber by positioning a backstage picture and saying, "Australia loves me." Even that single post alone racked in over 52,000 likes for Tiffany, one of her most popular posts ever. So that'll be something to monitor closely as well. Was this massive reception for Tiffany Stratton just a one-off thing in Australia? Or will it catch on to every single crowd, almost like how LA Knight caught fire in 2023? That's what we'll have to wait and see on. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.